Hey guys, today we're going to be comparing the fans on all 6 of these air purifiers. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the actual noise level and also the air speed. We have a couple of tools to help us out with that today so we can figure out which is going to be the best for your scenario. I personally am looking for the loudest air purifier because I want something that has good ambient noises for when I sleep. Anyways, for this test, we have the Afloia, the Mooka, the Tolife, the Levoit Core Mini P, the Aroeve right here in the center, and then lastly the Levoit Core 300P. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a closer look at all 6 of them. Alright, so we're going to be starting off with the Levoit Core 300P. I have my phone right by the fan to help give us a gauge on how loud the fan is. And then we have this tool to give us the actual wind speed that it's putting out. So we're going to go to the lowest setting right there, mode number 1, and I'm going to be quiet for you guys. Alright, so it looks like we're averaging right around like 68 decibels on the low setting, and then we got up to about 2.2 miles per hour on the low speed. So on medium, it looks like we're getting about 3 miles per hour, with on average about 70 decibels up here on the phone. Let's go up to the max mode. So we're getting about 4.5 miles per hour right here on this device, and then about 80 to 85 decibels on the phone. Next up, we have the Aroeve. Let's go to the slowest mode, which should be the sleep mode. This is so quiet right now, it is saying 40 decibels, and it's basically making no noise. The 40 decibels is literally just the sound in my house, like air blowing. So this is a very, very quiet fan so far. The fan speed is so slow on this setting that my tool here can't actually detect it. So let's go up to the medium mode. Looks like we're getting around 2 miles per hour, and then the actual decibel reader was right around 60 decibels. Let's kick it up to the max, and we are getting 3 miles per hour at max on the tool here, then almost 70 decibels on the phone. Next up, we have the Levoit Core Mini. I'm going to go to the first mode. This one is also so slow right now that it's very difficult to actually detect any movement with my tool here. And right now, this one is doing about 50 decibels on the lowest mode. Let's kick it up to number 2/medium. And this one is giving us about 2 miles per hour on the tool here and approximately 70 decibels. All right, one more mode. Let's kick it up to the max, where we immediately get a very large increase in the speed. We just got 3 miles per hour on our tool here, and the decibels are right back up to around 80. So for a smaller air purifier, this one has a really large range. It gets almost as quiet as the Aroeve, but also gets just as loud as the first Levoit, it seems like. Next up, we have the Tolife. This is one of the coolest looking air purifiers of the bunch. The reason I say that is just because the screen on the top is really cool. So this should be our lowest mode. This is the sleeping mode, and I am getting about 0.1 miles per hour, and the sound level is under 40 decibels. All right, let's kick it up to the first actual mode that's not sleep. So on this mode, we're getting almost 3 miles per hour, which is pretty impressive, and we're getting around 45 decibels. Let's kick it up to the second mode. So now we're kicking it up to more of like a medium to high mode. We're still right around 3 miles per hour on the speed test, but around 70 decibels up here. Let's kick it up to the max. Well, as you guys could see, the max has a pretty good speed there. We're at 4 miles per hour, and it was enough to make my phone fall off. And for the loudness meter, we're at about 70 decibels. Next up, we have the Mooka. Let's go ahead and turn it on by pressing the button right up there, and now all the rest of the controls are going to be down here. So on the sleep mode, we are getting around 2 miles per hour on our device here, and then we're getting about mid 40 decibels. So right now on the low mode, we're getting about 3 miles per hour and about 50 decibels. Let's kick it up one more. We're getting a lot more airflow with this one. We're getting close to 4 miles per hour now with 60 decibels up there. Let's kick it up to the max. We are getting about 8 miles per hour, which is probably a new record, and we're still right around 70 to 75 decibels. And finally, we have our last test. Let's go to the very lowest mode, which is going to be the sleep mode. Looks like on the sleep mode, we're getting right around 3 miles per hour on here and about 53 decibels up on the phone. Let's kick it up to the medium mode. We're getting almost 4 miles per hour on our fan and 60 decibels. Now let's kick it up to the max. Right now for the fan speed, we're getting about 5 miles per hour at max and about 75 to 80 decibels. So this is one of the loudest ones so far. So there you guys have it. That is my really quick fan test of all 6 of these air purifiers.